Hey all, welcome to Sense 44, Intuition or Subconscious Deduction. Before we get started, go ahead and do your journal work, and then let's get started. Actually, I want to just say a note that I have gotten. If you're watching these in real time, I have to apologize because I got off several days. I haven't posted in a few days. It was my daughter's 4th birthday this week, so we've been doing parties and went to Disneyland yesterday, and it's just kind of been a lot of stuff going on, and I just kind of got off track, so I apologize for that if you've been waiting for my videos. So 44, intuition. I feel like this sense is basically a conglomeration of all the other senses that we have been doing. I think the sense of intuition comes, at least in a large part, from all of our senses being online, even if we're not aware of them, and working towards giving our conscious mind a hit of safety or get away from this, that kind of thing. So I think what's happening is we're taking in all of this information that we are not consciously aware of, that our brains and bodies are filtering and just sort of sending on to the conscious awareness what we need to know, the kind of salient features of the environment and what's going on. But it's actually taking in so much more information than that, and is scanning for attraction to safety at all times. So that, to me, is probably at the heart of what intuition is all about. I love the topic of intuition. I worked with Amir Zoghi, who I have mentioned before. He had a program called Intuitive Warrior. Warrior. That's really hard to say. Intuitive Warrior. Anyway, this was I think it was a 1 or 2 day program that he did. I think that he still offers it, at least online. It was fantastic to talk about intuition and to go with what our gut knows and to build faith in that. Faith is the wrong word. Build trust in that. So in a very large sense, that's actually what we're doing here as well, because if we are taking in all of this information that is kind of getting condensed down to gut feelings about where we move, which direction we move, that's actually, intuition. So I find that really fascinating, that something so concrete as I need to get a drink, or I need to eat something right now, or I need to take a rest, something that concrete is analogous to the other senses that we have that are just as concrete, and all of them are coming together to create an intuitive sense of how we maybe want to respond to our environment. So I have a little bit of an interesting activity for us today. So if you feel to do this, if you intuitively feel like this would be fun for you, you can journal about this as well. I would love for you to journal about times where you had an intuition about something that you otherwise did not understand how you got that information. A lot of us have had experiences where we move our car over really quickly, or we would have gotten hit, or we pick up the phone and we know who it is. So I think there's the actual sense part of it, and that there's actually something else going on too, in terms of that we are actually the whole. and that we know more than the brain in this body knows. There's wisdom there that occurs because we actually are the whole, and we are WHOLE, and we are actually looking through this hole, HOLE, of our eyes in this body, in this particular aperture of consciousness, as Alan Watts would say. But that actually our true nature is the whole, so that we do have intuition that comes from that as well. So I would love if you want to journal about your experiences where you have noticed these little synchronicities or these little warnings that came to you and you didn't know why. Or just kind of ponder on that for a little bit and notice how you have noticed those in your life, most likely. If you have not, maybe start paying a little more attention to that. And then here's the fun exercise. So if you have a chance to do this, and you can do it, you just walk outside your door, and if you have a backyard, you can do it in your backyard or your front yard, in as much of a nature space as possible. And do not have an agenda. Just walk outside and intuitively just take steps and just find out where you end up and what happens on that little adventure. It may be that you end up in front of a beautiful tree and you intuitively feel to touch it, and you notice, oh, I feel that the energy in this tree. Or I feel so much more grounded by touching this tree. Or you may end up sitting in front of a flower and kind of having a meditative experience or a reflective experience where maybe you uncover something by just being able to sit there for a few minutes. Maybe that experience unfolds something for you where you realize, oh, I really needed that experience, or I really needed that realization, or whatever came up for you then. So I encourage you just to kind of play with this a little bit, go on a little intuitive adventure, and if you want to go even bigger with that and have a chance within the next few days, do that in the city. Go drive somewhere and intuitively end up somewhere. Really don't start out with an agenda, just maybe start driving or start walking and see kind of where you end up, and then look at what adventure unfolds from that, and whether it actually comes from a deeper place of you being guided to something that was sort of a next step, either in your realizations or in something that was just a next step in something you were engaged with. So I would love to hear about any of your experiences with this. And thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to journal about your experience after that's done. And I hope you're having a wonderful connected day. Bye.